Dr. Mortimer tells the story of Sir Hugo in 1650. He kidnapped a woman and kept her prisoner in his house. Sir Hugo Ralph Forbes, drunk, goes up to his room to show his friends their woman, but she is gone. Angry and humiliated, Sir Hugo ventures off on his horse to track down the wench. They find the girl's dead body. A large hound attacks her, Hugo, and kills him. The curse is born. Holmes already Holmes' only reply is interesting, very interesting. Holmes suggests bringing Sir Henry to Baker Street when he arrives the next day. A ship arrives and Sir Henry Baskervilles thanks the officers and the crew. Dr. Mortimer greets Sir Henry, introduces himself. They travel by a cab to the Northumberland Hotel. Along the way, a rock is thrown through the window of the cab. Attached is a note of warning made from the words clipped from the newspaper. Holmes examined the note and claims the words have been snipped from the London Times. He asks Sir Henry if any other unusual happenings have occurred. Sir Henry tells Holmes that one of his new boots was stolen when he left them to be cleaned. Mortimer and Sir Henry return to the hotel. Holmes instructs Mortimer to tell Sir Henry the whole story of his family. Holmes and Watson follow Mortimer and Sir Henry. Holmes tells Watson to keep an eye on the hansom cab following Sir Henry. A gloved hand holds a revolver out of the window of the cab, but Holmes yells at the driver and he rushes away. Holmes does get the number of the cab. The actual story I'm telling you. Then what happens is, at the hotel, Holmes asks Sir Henry what he intends to do. Sir Henry tells Holmes that he intends to go to Baskerville Hall. Holmes tells Mortimer and Sir Henry about the attempt on the heir's life. Sir Henry notices his brown boots are back. Both of them, but now a black boot is missing. Watson arrives with John Clayton, the cabby of number 2704. Holmes invites the man to sit down. He asks about his fare who shadowed Mortimer and Sir Henry. Clayton reveals that the man was 35 and had a beard. He claims the man revealed his name of Sherlock Holmes, even has a good laugh. Holmes tips the man and he leaves. Dr. Mortimer and Sir Henry plan to leave for Baskerville Hall the next day. Holmes suggests Watson accompany the pair to Dartmoor as he still has business in the city. Holmes asks Watson to provide all daily reports. So Watson is sent with the people there. A horse-drawn carriage carries Sir Henry, Mortimer and Watson through Dartmoor. Dr. Mortimer points out some sites of interest, including the Grimpen Mire. They pull up to the Baskerville Hall. Barryman and his wife greet the three men. Barryman attends to the luggage. Dr. Mortimer tells Sir Henry that a few modern touches were added by his uncle, but the room downstairs is as it was during the time of Sir Hugo. Berryman shows Henry to his room upstairs. Watson composes his first note to Holmes. He opines, "I wish I could describe the dreadful airiness of this place." Something is awkward here in this place. Watson hears a noise and sees his door handle move. He grabs a revolver and walks to the door. Sir Henry quietly enters Watson's room. "Sir," Henry tells Watson that someone is prowling around the house. They investigate and see a barefooted Barryman standing at a window with a candle. They confront the man and he lies about checking to see the window was fastened or not, means locked or not. Sir Henry sees a pinpoint of light in some rocks. Watson lights a candle and moves it up and down. The light goes off and on. Barryman was signaling someone, so the pair dress and leave the house to investigate. Both of them leave. Sir Henry and Dr. Mortimer and this thing leaves to see Sir Henry and Watson. They go out from the house to see what's happening with this torch thing. Now, they come to the crags and spot a torch burning. The convict spots the two men from a higher rock. He flings the rock down, hitting and extinguishing the torch. Watson fires his revolver at the fleeing man, who manages to escape. They decide Barryman is a man worth watching. They walk back to the house and hear a dog howling. Watson composes his next letter about their evening encounter. Sir Henry exits the house and greets Mr. Barryman. He walks out towards the moor. Barryman tells Watson that Sir Henry ventured out on the moor. Watson takes off after. Sir Henry is greeted by Stapleton, who tells Watson about the moor and Grimplemeyer. They hear a dog howling. Beryl Stapleton screams at Henry to stop. She explains that he nearly wandered into the mire. Stapleton and Watson join Sir Henry and his stepsister Beryl Stapleton, and Beryl invites Sir Henry over for dinner the next evening. Watson composes another report in which he admits he does not like Stapleton. Now he is constantly giving reports to Sherlock Holmes. Frankland is invited to dinner and accuses John Stapleton of being a grave robber. Stapleton admits he removed a Neolithic man's skull from the ancient graveyard. Frankland accused Dr. Mortimer and his wife of strange behavior. Mrs. Mortimer is asked about a sconce, but she finally declines. Dr. Mortimer proudly announces his wife has consented to try to contact the spirit of Sir Charles by witchcraft. She asks for the hand of Sir Henry and then begins to ask for Sir Charles to contact them. The neighborhood dogs begin to howl. Watson turns on a light and asks Frankland what he thinks that noise was. Frankland tells him the hound of Baskervilles. The party breaks up and Sir Henry talks to Beryl and plans outings for them, such as fishing, horseback riding. They make a date for the next morning. Watson composes another report indicating that Sir Henry and Beryl are in love. Some mornings later, Sir Henry and Beryl ride out to High Tower, where the old ruins are located. They laugh and joke at the sight of an ancient ruin. She recounts a childhood spent on the moors. Sir Henry professes his love and they fall in love. Watson encounters the pair and they announce their engagement. An old beggar, Holmes in disguise, has come, interrupts, claiming he was just crossing the moor with wares to sell. Watson gets a note asking that he meet at the old stone hut. The convict grabs some old clothes from Mrs. Barryman and then runs off. Sir Henry goes out for a walk and Watson goes to the old stone hut for his appointment with Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes has disguised himself as a beggar. Watson notices that the place has been recently occupied. The old beggar approaches and admits he sent the note asking for the meeting. Watson, trying to impress, claims he is Sherlock Holmes. The old man then claims to be Watson as he removes his disguise. Holmes tells Watson he wants to return to Baskerville Hall. He is convinced murder is to be committed and he suspects someone but has no proof. A dog attacks a man and Holmes and Watson investigate. They hear the dog howl. They find a body and are convinced it is Sir Henry because of the clothes. Upon closer examination, they discover the man is the Notting Hill murderer. He escaped from prison last month wearing Sir Henry's clothes. The scent of the clothes was the cause of the attack. Holmes reminds Watson of the missing boot, actually both missing boots back in London. The brown one never worn, he would have not sent the owner. John Stapleton shows up and immediately recognizes Holmes. So a dog knows the smells. If you make the dog smell things and make that person wear that, the dog is going to go and attack that person. Find out. Holmes and Watson enter Baskerville Hall. Holmes asked to speak to Mrs. Berryman. Holmes and Watson enter the study to speak to Sir Henry. Berryman returns with his wife. Holmes speaks to Mrs. Berryman. He tells her about her brother. She fears he will be caught and executed, but Holmes explains. No, Mrs. Berryman, he is beyond the law now. He is in merciful hands. Mrs. Berryman collapses into the chair and sobs. Mrs. Berryman takes the blame for aiding a felon and escaped convict. Felon is a person from jail. Holmes tells Sir Henry that all is cleared up. Sir Henry explains he is going to marry Beryl and honeymoon in Canada. Holmes expresses his joys at the news and then is distracted by a portrait of Sir Hugo's hanging on the wall. They discuss the value of the work and agree it is by a minor painter and worth little, but Holmes observes one day it might prove to be one of the greatest value. Okay, so this is all about the story. Now you have to read and understand. I gave you the information, actually what happened here. So now you have to read yourself. In the next class I'm going to read it out to you, and question answers and all you have to do yourself. I've given you the basic information about the story. What is this all about? How this was happening? Okay, so see you in the next class. Take care. Bye bye.